Hi everyone, it's Alice. Last week I went to a BookFest in my town and I bought several books. So now I'll just show you what I bought. First we have Measuring the Universe. So I had never heard about this one. It's a science book, so it's the historical quest to quantity space by J.D Ferguson. So yeah, as I said, never heard about it, but I love science books and it's written tiny, so lots of reading, but yeah, well, we'll see if it's good or not. All books there were $2.50, so that's quite cheap, and I think I only bought 10 because lots of them I was just not really interested in. Yeah, I thought that's enough. Could have done more, but at some point you need to stop. So here is the other one. So I've heard about this one, and apparently it's great, so I'll try and read it soonish, but it's a big book, so I think it might, usually when I read, I always read one book at a time, or I try to, but yeah, maybe with this one I'll need to have another book on the go because this is massive and see the tiny writing again. So told by the wife and 4 daughters of Nathan Price, a fierce evangelical Baptist who takes his family in mission to the Belgian Congo in 1959, the Poisonwood Bible is the story of one family's tragic undoing and remarkable reconstruction over the course of 3 decades in post-colonial Africa. They carry with them all they believe they will need from home, but soon find that all of it, from garden seed to scripture, is calamitously transformed on African soil. So I think it sounds very interesting. Then we have a classic, so I've read it many years ago and I really loved it, so I just decided, because I don't have it with me. Unfortunately, all my books are back in France, so I'll need to get them, but yeah, I have, I don't know, probably 100-200 kilos of books, so I can't really, take them with me in the plane, because otherwise it would just be too expensive. And yeah, I don't have the space anyway, so they just stay there good for the moment, and I'll try and, take them back one by one when I can. So, The Catcher in the Rye. So, yeah, well, you've all heard about this one, so I don't really need to explain. And, well, this copy is not, it looks a bit old, but I don't really care, to be honest. Then, this book, I had not really planned on reading it, but I saw it there and I was like, oh well, I really enjoyed the movie, so I don't know if it's going to be a good read or not. So this is Rome by Emma Donoghue. I never know how to pronounce the G and H and something else at the end, so I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right. But yeah, so I really enjoyed that movie. I've seen it many times. Thought it was very good, a bit slow sometimes, but I think the story was, yeah, quite well done. So, I don't know. I don't really know if it's going to be good or not. Basically, you have a woman and her son who are living in a room. They are kept prisoner by the men who abducted the woman many years ago, and of course they had a baby together and they're not allowed to leave the room. So that's the story about that. Then we have another one that I really wanted to read a couple years ago and I didn't because I was just reading too many other things. And I saw it there too and I was like, oh yay, nice. Well, let's try this one as well. So this is The Interestings by Meg Wolitzer. So I'm not 100% sure what this is about, but I think it's about 4 or 5 young people and their friends, and it's how basically through time their friendship and their lives is going to evolve, like very differently. And yeah, well, I don't know, I heard very good things about it a couple of years ago, so I think it'd be interesting to have a little read, and plus it's very colourful. I like it. Then I bought 2 children's books, and one of them is in a very bad state, and that's also why I bought it, because I was like, oh well, if no one buys it, it's probably going to go in the bin at the end of the day, and it was only $1, so I was like, yeah, it doesn't really matter. And it's about dinosaurs. So for those who don't know, I am a big fan of dinosaurs. This is one of my passions. I know it's a bit silly because I'm a grown up now, but I love dinosaurs. Like I can't help it. This is just, so we have this one, and I really enjoyed the little, so I'll just show you quickly. So it's kind of comparing animals of nowadays with dinosaurs. So which one would run faster than an ostrich? And then you have the name of the little dinosaur. Yeah, so which one would eat more than 4 hungry horses? And I think it's quite nice. So you have one page that's very, yeah, this one. It's not great at all, but I mean, I don't mind, and the story is nice. I like it. Anyway, then the second one is, of course, about dinosaurs too, because why not? So dragons, dinosaurs, monsters, poems. So that's just great. I love poetry, I love poems. Well, obviously this is for kids, but I think it's quite enjoyable for adults too. And the drawings are very, very nice. And yes, I don't know if you can really see. Yeah, look at that. Dinosaur. Hey! And yeah, some very nice poem too. I've just went through it very quickly, but yeah. So, companion, I just read one to you because it sounds very nice. I have an Allosaurus and I take him everywhere, and really I can't understand why people stop and stare. He's loving, kind and gentle. He wouldn't hurt a soul, unless of course you laughed at him, and then he'd eat you whole. So that's pretty good, isn't it? Anyway, very excited about this ones. And then we have 2 other science books. And this was a whole collection, so they had like basically maybe 10 or 12 books, and I was like, yeah, no, like you don't need them. You can just take 1 or 2, this is enough. So I just took the ones that I was most interested in. So, Galaxies. I think they're quite old books, probably the end of the 80s or beginning of 90s. So I'm not sure it's quite relevant with what's happening nowadays, but you know, I think it would still be very interesting. So, lots of little things. So this one is about Galaxy, the spiral riddle, and then Behind the Veil, a spinning disc. Anyway, so I thought it could be very, very interesting. And the second one is Cosmic Mysteries. So, do I really need to explain this one? I do not think so. Exhalations of Stellar Suit. Anyway, I think it's very nice. They're basically new. I don't think anybody's read them before, and yeah, well, I'm very, very happy about what I bought. So lots of different things, and yeah, so don't think I will be able to read that in May because I already have quite a lot of things to read. But maybe in June, or if I feel like having a break and I just want to read something else. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Just tell me if you've read any of these books or if you're interested in anything that was there. And yeah, well, if you have BookFest around too, where you live, anything at all. See you soon!